Morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone all around the world. My name is Andy Park, a corporate account manager at SDS, live streaming for virtual Drupa 2021 from our showroom here in Anyang, Korea. We had a fantastic live online sessions for last 2 days with many attendees from all over the world. We are going to do this until tomorrow. Tomorrow is April 23rd. So please check and stay tuned with schedule posted on Drupa homepage for more information. If you have any questions, please contact us by sending us an email to sales@sdskorea.com or contact your local distributors in your region. So, we've been going over our company history for last 2 days. I'm just gonna skip that for today. What I wanted to do with you guys today is to show you the capabilities and the functionality of NS2 by making lots of numbers with the die board that we have on the die table right there. And so this is the one of our flagship model called NS2, and this NS2 can be used with folding carton, corrugated carton, as well as blister packagings and steel wool dies for automotive industries, and also you could also make out of it. We have few customers S actually makes a lot of gaskets for automotive industry. So I mean, sky is the limit, and you'll be able to utilize a lot of different applications with this machine. And this machine is can be configured with 1.5 point, 2 point, 3 point, and 4 point rules up to 51 millimeters. With many different options like nicking, broaching, custom perforation, and postcut unit, and etc. But so this machine, a lot of our customers, they actually configure this machine with 4 point, 3 point, and 2 point. So they be able to use all those things out of one machine. And so here is the major benefits of this machine, because those customers who wants to use from 2 to all the way up to 4 point, because they need to have flexibility of utilizing this machine with all different applications. So what we added, these are the major difference between our previous model, EasyBender Turbo or EasyBender X2. So we actually changed the way that we use the cutting tools, and what we call it shim system. And this will allow to use all different height of rules by changing the shims that goes underneath the block. And this is how it looks like. And I'm just gonna move it slightly closer. And so if you wanted to use like 23.3 or 23.8, you just put this is a 23.8, and you have a marking that you should be able to see it that goes underneath it. Or you just take the block out and put 32 millimeter shims underneath it here, as you can see. So this is the very easy and convenient system that allow to use with NS2 with all different height of rules. So this is the brief highlight. And so now I'm just gonna go back to the machine and then show you some samples with the 23.3 millimeter rules, and then I will change over to 23.8 millimeter after changing the shims, and make some more samples with nicks, broachings, and perforations. So Now this we have a setup for NS2 with easy lift here. This is the automatic rule stacker that we came up with. I mean, maybe more than 10 years ago, and it's been one of our product for a long time. But so I just wanted to. I think this is a perfect opportunity for me to introduce this one, and so this is so easy to use. What this one actually does, you got six like rule holders here. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. And so with these six rule holders, by push of this button either up or down, you'll be able to line the rule that you want to use perfectly with the machine. So so if you go, let's assume that you have two, I mean like 51 millimeter rule all the way bottom. All you have to do, just push it. It will go up slightly faster. When it goes to the point, just release it. As you can see, lines up with the machine. So now I'm just gonna go down to 23.3 millimeter rule again, and then and it lined up. What I'm gonna do, just gonna feed it through this rule, through the decoiling unit, through the feeding unit, broaching all the way out to the bending table there, and turn this decoiling switch on. And maybe I'm just gonna leave it open so that you could actually see the actions going on with this machine here. And I'm just gonna go to change it to the software here. And I'm just gonna run couple sample pieces, and maybe sample straight pieces out of 23 point rules. Okay, and run uh pieces with the this is the creasing section, but I'm just gonna go ahead and run it because it doesn't really matter. So as you can see, you see the actions going on. I don't know whether you heard the sound of cutting actions, but this is is the sample 23.8 millimeter rule. It says 918 23.3 here. This is the rule, and then what I'm gonna do now, I'm just gonna switch over the cutting shims to 23.8 millimeter shims so that I be able to change over to 20 the rule that I wanted to make samples out of. So I'm just gonna take the rules out, and we're just gonna switch over to the main screen because I want you guys to see me changing over this one here. So changing this one, take this one out, and what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna go back here, take the block out. This is the 23.8 tooling block, and I'm gonna take the shims out, which is 23.3 millimeter shims, and I will just place here, and I will put the shims to 23.8 here, and putting this back in there. Put this back into the machine. Okay, and then go back to the easy lift, and I will just push this button here. the easy lift will line up with the height of the feeding unit here, height of the machine, and feed this through all the way into the machine. Okay. Yeah, just don't forget that we are doing this, we are doing live demonstration and something that we never done before, but uh so you might see some weird actions going on, but I'm actually trying to do my best here. So everything seems to be okay, and I'm just gonna go back to here and click home, and so machine's actually ready for 2.23.8 millimeter rule to be processed. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and make some samples. But here like I said, we prepared a laser bond die to simulate the actual job with sample pieces that I'm about to make here. And so uh last 2 days we didn't really make a lot of samples, but this time I will actually make pretty much a complete die. One section of folding carton dies out of the laser die that we have over there. So I will show you how to use broaching unit and how to use nicking unit here with different nicking width installed on this nicking unit, and then I will make some perforation rules, and then I will actually take these pieces to the die board and pounding into the die board, how accurate that's gonna come out. So first thing I wanted to do is just make sure that the notching height on this is the so this if you come closer here, come closer, okay, all right. So and then so this is the cutting tools here, and then this is the notching tool. And just like what I explained to you earlier, I just demonstrate that tooling with the cutting tooling with the shims, but this notching tool also works with the shims underneath it. If you wanted to use 16 millimeter die board, then you could actually put that 16 millimeter shims underneath it, or 13 millimeters, or if you want to go 18 millimeters. So uh I think I have like 16 millimeter shims underneath it. So but the die board that I have is 18 millimeters, so I'm just gonna run this one sample pieces, and then I will change over to 18 millimeter shims, and I will show you the difference first, and then I will continue making those sample pieces out of this. So I'm just gonna go back there again and just run this same exact sample here. All right. So it's doing these cutting actions and notching actions here. So this is the 23.8 millimeter, and this is the somewhere around 5.8, like 16 millimeter notching height. And what I'm gonna do, just like what I said, I'm just gonna take this notching block out. Take the rule out a little bit and take the notching block out. This time, I mean, I'm just gonna use a magnet rule pickup here, and this is kind of standard die board height that you that using in U.S. market, and I'm just gonna change over from this one to this one here, and this is 18 millimeter, and I'm just gonna put this one back into the machine using magnet pickup. Oops. Okay. All right. Then put this notching tooling block back into it. Okay. I gotta and tighten this screw here all the way. Then it is ready. It is ready for the 18 millimeter, about 3/4 inch high die board, and it is ready to be run. So just gonna put this rule back into it and click home. Even if you don't click home, as soon as you run a piece, it'll just home it and then it'll continue to make the pieces. And so now I will actually pick. So we went to the CAD here. So I will actually pick this entire section here. I will continue to make, and then like I said, this has some nicks in it. It's got some broaching that I can put him in. Any spot, any sharper band spot that I wanted to put it in there manually, and then I will take it from there. So I'm just gonna delete the one that I just made, or okay, you know what? Uh, I think I'm gonna start this pilot pieces from here to there, and then I'm gonna put a broaching function in there. One broaching at the sharp corner bands here. All right, and here. So with this piece that I just programmed, I just wanted to highlight a couple things here. And like I said, you could actually put a broaching uh, on any sharp corners somewhere around here or here that you wanted to put it in there by clicking auto vcut. It'll automatically find the sharp ends and put the broaching in there. And if what you can do, since this broaching unit has sharper band sharp broaching for the sharper bands, or broaching for the flat band, I mean like flat broachings, you could actually change that by clicking icon with left mouse click. You could actually change it from sharper to the flat broachings, just like that. Or if you click one more time, it'll go away. And I'm just gonna leave this sharper broaching here, and then and then I will continue to make pieces. But another function that I wanted to point out with this window is this same pattern detection function that we just put them in here. As soon as you click this, take a look at this quantity normal mirror section right there. It'll actually detect all the same pieces and then same and mirrored images in this CAD file automatically, so that you don't really have to count the number of pieces when you are programming this. So this is a great feature. I'm sure it'll it'll save you a lot of times. And so I'm just gonna go ahead and run these pieces, and but this time I'm just gonna run one pieces at a time, because we got multiple ops here, so we don't really need to make two of them on this one. So I'm just gonna go ahead and run it now. All right, so this is the approaching, and it's actually going up and down, and now it's doing the notching actions, cutting actions. All right, we just make the first piece that I just plotted here, and you can't really see the approaching mark because it's on right here. So I can easily squeeze it in, and before I actually pounding into the die board. Alright, this is the mirrored images of the pieces. So we just like what I said, we're just gonna go to the die board, and I'm gonna put this to the die board. So here, I think I'm gonna use this section here. I'm just planning on making entire dies here, so just gonna go ahead and squeeze it, because you can't really squeeze this piece with your hand if you don't have the approaching here. But now I be able to do it here so easily. So and and then I'm just gonna put that in. Oops. Let's see, just pardon me. Yeah, this. Okay, and then another piece here. Squeeze it in again. All right. So seems to be perfectly lined up, and I'm gonna make another one of these pieces with the neck, and I will just continue plotting this all the way around and finish this dies. And so we're just gonna go back to the machine again. All right. So you could actually change that to CAD file, and I'm gonna go just like what I said. I'm gonna go ahead and plot this piece with, I got two nicks here, and this is 0.4 millimeter nick. And if you come closer, I mean, it's got like five. This is a carousel that has five different nicking blade in here, and it actually automatically rotates it depending on the nick size that you want it, and it'll automatically turn around, and it'll nick it for the whatever the size of nick that you want it to run. So this time we have 0.4 millimeter nick, and just like what I said before, it already detected the same pattern action here again. Just gonna run one this time, or just uncheck the same pattern detection, same pattern function off, and just go ahead and run it. All right, so it keeps bending the pieces here. And now I will continue to make these pieces while the machines are actually bending here. Another piece that I'm gonna make is this piece right there, all the way around, straight to straight, and I'm just gonna add a little bit of length to reach all the way up to the die board, and I'm gonna go ahead and run it. Okay, think gonna go ahead and do this again, because I did not realize that the broaching function is automatically turned on. I'm just gonna turn this off, and then, and it's okay, that's fine. So okay, and this is another piece. Let me make sure that I'm doing this right, and gonna go ahead and run it now. Then while the machine is actually running, okay, it's just find the home position here. So machine's actually doing some nicking actions here. Okay, this I'm just gonna put it over there. Just gonna change that to miter. And run another one of these. Okay, so on this file, I actually added 1mm nicking wheel here. And as you can see, this is a wider nicking wheel that we actually have on this, file. So I'm just gonna put this one in here. And I will continue to plot it with this straight piece here. Make sure I'm plotting it from all the way to the other side. And this one, I'm just gonna go with miter, and 0. And go ahead and run it here. And another piece from here to here. And this one should be straight to straight. And I think I'm gonna add slight length at the end here. And run it. So we have so many pieces here. I'm just gonna stop it here for now. And we're gonna move to the die board. And I'm just gonna put that in there. Alright, these 4 pieces here. So the first one would be this piece with 0.4mm nick here. Miter piece. And then I'm just gonna put this one first. Make sure it lined up. Okay. And then I'm gonna put this piece here first. And then the miter piece in between. And so yeah, as you can see, I mean it lines up and it fits perfectly here. Alright, and so I will continue to make all these pieces around, and let's do the machine again. Alright, so change it back to software, and I will continue to plot it. Plot this piece here, starting here. I think I'm gonna end it here. And this one here is got 2 nicks, and I'm gonna add one more broach after clicking manual broaching here. And then it's gonna be straight. I don't need to add any length. And then so you could actually hit run button here. It'll immediately run the one quantity displayed on this section right there. So I'm just gonna go ahead and run it. So like I said, it'll nick it, it'll broach it, and then it'll notch it, it'll cut it, and it'll do all those things. And then I'm just gonna go back here. And I'm gonna plot it from here all the way to right here. Okay, so it's gonna be straight to straight. I'm gonna add a little bit of length here. And then this is the last piece. From here to there, miter to straight. Alright, so I'm gonna run this, and I'm gonna run this. So this is another piece with the approaching again. and I'm just gonna wait until it finishes it. All right, and this is another long piece here, and then this will be the last piece. So this is the longer pieces, and but the pieces in the previous piece with the broaching, it's got a 0.2 millimeter nicks in here. So up on that die board, I actually ran 0.2, 0.4, and 1 millimeter nicks. And so this is fully automatic. We're gonna move to the die board, and I'm gonna put this back into the back into I'm gonna pounding into the die board, and just like before with broaching, I can actually squeeze it in easily and drive it in. Okay. It's a perfect shim here and perfect butt joint right there. And then the long piece here, just gonna line up. Every radius and sharp bending angles out of EasyBender just comes out perfectly here. So all you have to do is just line it up with the die board and just pounding into the die board. Yeah, I think it went in all the way, and this is the last piece of the cutting part of the folding carton boxes here. So this is it. I think it's pretty much here. And as you can see, all the seams and miter joints perfectly lined up. And then here I'm just gonna run one additional perforation roll, and this time I'm gonna go back to the machine, and I will show you two different perforations by changing the shims underneath the perforation tools. So let's go back to the machine again, and as of now you could actually make perforation with pre configure cross lines added by impact or simpack here. So these, as you can see here, these cross lines indicate the cut and crease width of pieces. So if the line from here to there is 3 millimeters, then you're gonna have 3 millimeters of part of cut and crease rules. If this the cross lines are like 6.35, which is quarter in US, then it's gonna be what you're gonna get is 6 millimeters of a cut and 6 millimeters of crease and so on. So this can be pre-configured with your CAD file, and all we need to do in our software, we could actually match that pre-configured setting with our software. So every time you open up the files like that, it already detects whatever the distance that you already pre-programmed. And these are the one of the new added functions of the software. So I'm just gonna go ahead and finish die by making one of those. And so here, as you can see, we don't have any pre-programmed line here. I'm about to make one out of this line here, but even if you don't have one, pre-configured line, you could actually create one with the built-in software function that we added on here. So all you have to do is click this draw tool item here, and you just click start and end, just like what you create toolpath to create the actual jobs. And you could actually type in the width of cut and width of crease by typing numbers in here. So this time I'm just gonna go with quarter inches, which is 6.35 here. Hit enter, and then crease I'm just gonna go with 6.35 again, and then whatever the height of the crease from here to the height of crease, it'll be defined by the shim that goes underneath the tooling block. So this is all you need to do, and then you just go ahead and hit OK. I mean, this is a graphical, user friendly graphical drawing that will actually show you what it looks like at the end. So you could actually see the actual cut crease or perforation drawings out of here. So, and then what you need to do, just hit OK, and then go back to the toolpath and just finish up the creating toolpath. And as you can see, you will see the entire settings again. I'm just gonna go with straight to straight, and then it is ready to be run. So I'm just gonna go ahead and run one. Perforation actions, notching actions. So this is the one that we got, one perforation rule that we got out of the current configuration of shims that goes underneath it. And what I wanted to show you, I'm just gonna go ahead and switch over the shims with a different shim height, and I will basically have a higher creasing part of this rule. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm just gonna go ahead and take the block out. I mean, obviously I need to take the rule out first slightly and take the block out. And take this perforation tooling block out. And I'm gonna use magnet pickup and take this shim out. As you can see, this is slightly thinner than the other one, and you could actually define any size of perforation shims. You could actually make your own shims, or you could supply any size of shims that you wanted, and then put it back into the underneath the block. Put the tooling block back into it, and tighten these screws. And then put this rule back into it, and it is ready. So I'm just gonna go ahead and run another sample pieces, and here it goes. Okay. Okay, so this is it. This is the one that I just got, and this is the one that I had before with different shims. Okay, so This is I'm just gonna drive this one into the die board and finish up these sessions. Let's go back to the die board. Go ahead, move. Yeah. All right. So we got these two pieces here. I'm just gonna put one in here and another one in here. All right, so this is it. All right. This is all for this session for today for NS2. And thank you for attending our live stream for EasyBender NS2. And I mean, we just tried it slightly different way by actually completing a complete die today. And so if you have any questions in the meantime, and just feel free to just ask us over the texting windows on built into this YouTube. And I'm just gonna stand here and just waiting for your questions, and feel free to ask any questions.